All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly resourcing practices at the Covenant of Life Resources. All right, it's a beautiful one today, and we're moving straight into somewhat what you can call another, syllabus. I hope you understand, which captures, startups and scale-ups. The last class where we had, is split into two streams. Was the teaching wealth accumulation, where we talked about finance and financing at one hand, which had to do with identity and all of that. We were trying to talk about identity crisis, multiplied by financial crisis. And then the other part is the startup and the scale up part. So we're picking up the startup and the scale up part today, and I hope that you're going to get enough value for your time. Simple prayer even as we move on. Lord, in the name of Jesus, we thank you this morning. Always a privilege for us when we come together right under this umbrella, this platform, to learn the things that makes for effectiveness in marketplace and marketplace ministry. Today, Lord, you grant us fresh understanding translatable into ideas and thought leadership. We ask in the name of Jesus that you strengthen our faith and convictions. I also pray that you keep us in vitality and in health, peace over our souls in the name of Jesus. Amen. So straight to class, because of time. The first thing first we are starting with, I hope you understand, is to bring a little bit of reorientation around all of these things we're trying to build. I hope you understand. The generic word for what you're trying to do is called business. I hope you understand. So people talk about, I want to build a business, I want to have my own business, I want to have a company, as it were. But at Covenant of Life, we have a programming that is going to actually help you fit into correct modeling by etymology, and we use the word value-based entrepreneurial system. So we call it VBS. I hope you understand. So the goal of that is that it could be a business, it could be an entrepreneurial platform, it could be a trade platform. I hope you understand. Whatever it is you're building is actually captured in that big theme and picture, and it makes it easy for navigation. One of the things we want to start with tonight is that we have ascertained now that we're at the face of trading, or we're at the face of business, or the face of entrepreneurship, and transitioning becomes effective. I hope you understand now. The next thing you need to understand is this, that you are going to make this error, and I am sure of it. People ahead of you have done so. You most likely are going to be working on your brand. You're trying to have a business name, you're trying to have a business logo, a business website, social media handle. That's just one way to get it all wrong from scratch. I hope you understand. That's the average error that an average person uses. I hope you understand. One thing you need to know is that having a value-based entrepreneurial system is not the same as having a business name, or having a business brand, or having business social platforms. I hope you understand. Or to help you get it, when you have a business name, have a logo, have all these details, it doesn't mean you already have a startup. That's not how it works. So what's a startup? Just to help you understand these things, and then it becomes easy for acclimatization or familiarization of this concept. The first thing first is this, that if you read randomly, you're going to hear people say a startup is a newly established business. That's what has destroyed a lot of navigation on the journey path to wealth. I hope you understand. I'm trying to say, no, a startup is not, you have to hear this, is not starting a new anything. A startup literally is an arrangement which is generically a short-term arrangement, because startups have a lifespan of 3 to 5 years, which many people don't know. That's why people are hungry after a while. The thing is no more working, then they are hungry. I hope you understand. But at CR Resources, we help you play long term. I hope you understand. That's the idea of scale up. Do you understand now? So a startup is a short-term arrangement to help you understand, or a system of organization designed to search for, identify, and adopt a repeatable and scalable business model. I hope you understand now. Let me go again. A startup is a short-term arrangement or system of organization that is designed to search for what you are building. A startup is a search engine. I hope you understand. Many of you have been defeated before you started, because you're thinking a startup means you'll start doing. No, a startup is that outfit that you're building that helps you search for what works repeatably, that's predictably, and then can be scaled. If you're going to listen to me and make me a part of your team or a coach, I would rather tell you to spend some good 2-3 years. I hope you understand. The first year introductory, second year, I hope you understand, the third year, to be sure of conformity and its viability, we invest it in searching till we find the predictable model. You understand what I'm trying to say? And some of you listening to me, you may be preachers and then you're trying to just be in the marketplace. This works even for ministry. I hope you understand. The reason why you are doing different programs, counseling, and God is telling you, my son, stop this, is because it's trying to help you find the model that works. It's not because you are getting deeper. So one of the things that happens is that, a lot of people do not put in effort and time in getting to that point where we find a repeatable and scalable business model. I hope you understand now. By this definition, you need to understand that a startup is more than just a new product. I hope you understand. A new service or new platform. I hope you understand. Many people think startup is when you get many people even get workspace before they understand the work. Just like I'll teach in church and tell people they get a hall before they understand their call. It happens in every sphere of expression because people are the problem. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. So it's trying to say, if I have money, if I can get a space, what I will have done, you will do nothing. You don't need a space. You need a startup that can find a model. I hope you understand now. And many other things can now come in, plus, investments and also opportunities. You don't first need, you always know what to do. You always know the model that works. Once you miss out on this, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And for some people, you're just an individual. You have to understand this for role modeling. I hope you understand that. So you really will not do so well except you understand the place of role modeling. I tell the people in church when I teach, I tell them, what are you trying to become like? What are you? Do you understand? Without this, you're going nowhere. You're just going nowhere. Any which ways, by this definition, we know again, and it's good to re-emphasize and re-establish this, that a startup is more than just a new product, a new service business, or a new platform, right? It's an operation that is striving to prove its unique business model. So because of fine right on my board, I'm going to begin to write this. There's a lot of things to focus on, but core of everything is a unique business model. Nothing beats this. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. A unique business model. So one of the things that has to do with a startup is this. When you talk about unique business model, I hope you understand. If I go on our web page, and I'm going to do that now, and I try to go to our trading place, you see something with it. And I hope that this is going to make a lot of people really appreciate what you have put together much more. I hope you understand. Some of you will need these things, in the next 3-5 years. I just hope I'm still in that phase where I'll be interested in doing these things. I hope I've not gotten into a new phase of my life. You'll see that right here, when you read down here, we explain trading. I hope you understand. We showed you the pathway. I hope you understand. What we did right here is that, begin your wealth journey today using our trading model. I hope you understand, or develop the transactional side of your skill venture using our trading solution. This trading model thing, look at me. You see, what we are trying to teach you, I hope you understand, in a startup is not just adopting an existing model. So you can adopt existing models. Let me tell you something, and I hope this will open your eyes. This is why many of you failed, that are copying people's work. You just listen to me carefully. So if you, for example now, CLR, e.g. CLR trading model. Once you copy a trading model, you are no more a startup. You are now a small business. Are you getting it now? Once you go on a website, you're copying people's things, you think you're smart, you're cutting it all together, you have exchanged that your unique journey in entrepreneurship for just a small business that can live till you die and pay you. All right, so one of the things that happens is that a startup is a unique, it's an operation striving to prove its unique business model, not just to adopt an existing. Now, this is not bad. I hope you understand. We do this for trading only in sale resources, and that's how you see what I'm doing right now. Say programming. So it can pay you almost for life if you keep navigating seasons with us, and we're building a community of traders. As soon as God is helping us, we're putting that together already. So what happens is this now. The challenge is this. If you adopt an existing model, you become a small business. I hope you understand. Or a trading platform. Let me say a trading platform also. Do you understand my point now? The choice is here also. The choice is really yours. Whatever you want to do, any which ways, you are not just adopting an existing, version, or quickly, jumping as possible on what has already been existing to have a significant impact on the current market. Because what this does is that this one, it focuses on current market, I taught a teaching on our Monday study in our church work, and I taught creating your market. I didn't teach maximizing existing market. Do you know why? Because I wanted everybody to start up, to venture, to new parts, not to copy. You didn't get it now. Because right here now, at the other side of this, your unique, searching out your unique model. Now, I try my best not to bring in a lot of scriptures on this platform. The Bible says it's the way of God to hide things and you conceal a matter. It's the honor of kings to search it out. So, I don't want to, so that it's easy, and it's a bit relatable. So what happens here is that when you do this now, you are a startup. If I stop here, I think I've shifted you. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And right here, you create your market. You don't steal people's market. But in church, people leave the church stealing their pastor's members. I'm trying to show you, when I preach and I tell you the traditional ministry and marketplace is the same thing, it's just different, operations. People think, is he saying going to the bank? I'm not saying your career is a calling, but I'm saying career and ministry are not the same. Ministry simply means service platform, ministry of works, ministry of women affairs, the ministry in church. Do you understand that kind of stuff now? When it's ministry in traditional ministry, all the challenges are the same. There are people that God called into ministry. This is what they did. They adopted existing models. They became a small ministry. Now they are hungry. Do you understand? And there's some of us that are searching out unique model. That's why you see, for example, our order of service at the Covenant of Life isn't like they are. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? And you may not first. I'm not saying it doesn't have this bad side. People misunderstand. They don't want to be part of it. It doesn't look like the popular. You understand? But one thing is going to happen for sure. If it's the long term you are playing, I hope you understand, you're going to move from having that unique model that people can adopt. Today, people adopt our trading model. I wish you tried it. Maybe one of these days we'll put a testimony right in that place. I hope you understand. It works. And people, now when you adopt this, it's because there's something unique you're doing. You're trying to make more resources. I put my energy in all this so that people can have resources to prosecute their vision. But some people think they are broken through in life once and then people steal people's models. Laziness will do nothing to you than destroy your destiny. That thing is sitting on your computer, Google the first something, you like the concept. Remember that these things are about you producing what people need, not what you like. These are the reasons behind poverty. Why you're saying your business is not working. You have done all you can do. You don't have a customer. You just built everything around your exploration and what you feel you like, and then you're trying to force a market to buy into it. So one of the things you need to know now, we are broken into two places. We have a small business and we have a startup. Now there's a difference, a little difference, not even little. Don't let me say little. It's little, but really it's a big issue. So let's fix it properly. A small business, literally, let me explain it this way, is a self-sustaining operation. You understand? I keep using operations, you understand? It's a self-sustaining operation that is designed to generate revenue from the very first day. If you buy into a commerce model, you will start selling and making money from the first day. Of course, you're not doubting me, right? People who've been through this platform, I don't know from Adam, out of the context of my locality, you start selling from the right day. If you start off, you don't start selling from the right day, you start searching from the first day. And many of you left the search. You're just trying to do startup to make money. If I call you a thief, somebody said that's harsh, but it's the truth, you're a thief. I hope you understand. That's not you don't even understand what you are doing. It's like trying to invest in what you don't know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You see, website people say I'm a startup. They even call it startup brain-on. And I'm like, what? You are merging two things together. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, a small business helps you generate revenue from the first day. It functions without a major investment. A small business, you need 100K, you can kick off. With this commerce thing, it depends on the product you're trying to push. With 50,000, you'll be fine. I hope you understand. Even 30,000. If I'm sure of your character, you can even start without any fund. Of course, you can outsource product from suppliers. I hope you understand. Without having capital, you You can start with this model with no money. It's very possible. It's just not advisable, because most people that do that don't appreciate it over time. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. All right, so and then small businesses work with an existing model. That's why when you think you have learned and you pull away, I hope some of my students will watch this video and can drop the comment if this is true or not. You see that things seems not to be working once you tweak the model, because you are dealing with somebody's brainchild. You are not dealing with skill. So this is how we do it. When we understood the commerce market in Nigeria, I hope you understand, we downed it into our model. How we run commerce in CL is not how they run commerce normally. Let me give you some of our model captures. We don't take funds when men of God make order on the things we sell. Both delivery and the good is on us. I hope you understand. And for the kings, we have a kingly treatment, just a preference. Now, it may not make sense to you, but I'm sure many of our students didn't keep tab with that. They don't care. They just want. It's okay for you. You already tweaked the model. I don't want to go into tech. I just wanted you to see some things you may not believe make sense. And like, really? Of course, yes. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes people see how much you're doing and how far you're going, and they feel like it's just some brain work. No, it's always a model. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So a typical small business is not designed to create a brand new way to work. A startup is creating a brand new way to doing things the way it has been done. It's more of the processes and operations. Startup is innovating processes and operations. It's not innovating product as ideation. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. So a startup literally is trying to create a brand new way to work. I hope you understand. But for small businesses, you are not creating a brand new way to work. Instead, you are adopting a tried and true model that we have done in CLR. I hope you understand. Now you're adopting a tried and true model that works from day one, so that you can begin to bring in revenue immediately. I was done with a stream of class, and I said to the instructors, I said, let the people make money straight away. They didn't understand. It's not startup. They wanted to train them to know. I said, don't train them to know how to do everything. They keep learning as they are making funds. It's not like I'm doing, no. It's understanding things by definition. And then your life will become peaceful and you have speed. I hope you understand. If I'm doing this because it's stream of income, there's no point, what do I need to put in place automated? That's all. Because if your stream of income, you have to engage, you become stream of problem or trouble. So stream of income is different from having a small business. That may need a bit of engagement till you can systematize it. I hope you understand. It's different from a startup. It's different from when you are scaling up. You can't even scale up what you didn't start in the first place. And there are many things you did not start. I used the example yesterday of a bread seller. You will have thought it's a trader. Then do you understand now? It lacks an identity definition. It didn't start up. It can't scale up. All right. So if we keep moving on, of course, a small business opens its door from day one. I hope you understand now. Yeah, so the idea, many people, for example, they start showing around, this is where we understand kind of stuff and say, we're a startup. You are a small business, not a startup. A startup doesn't need to be videoing their auditorium, or what do you call it now, their workspace. I say, so this, no. Everybody's on the deck searching, how will it work? Do you understand kind of stuff now? What's the market like? In context, who are the competitors? In context, I hope you understand now. That's value chain, not competitor with brand. Are you getting what I'm trying to say now? All right? And we can go on and on like that. But the truth about it is that many people that even run small businesses face challenges. And when they do so, they feel like they are startups too. They even call themselves entrepreneurs for facing challenges. And what are the challenges? Sometimes, they open their doors and they don't have any customer. You understand? And they build the platforms and nobody's checking in. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And then sometimes you think you don't need so much of money, but then operations begin to take a lot of funds. Power. I hope you understand. Maybe you need consistent internet or something. And then the people feel like, this startup thing is not easy. It's not a startup. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. Yes, it's not a startup. It's not a startup. It's just a reaction. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now to the market. Because from scratch, once it's not a startup, the challenges are not inborn, they are side effects. Let me give you an example. On this our trade model right now, the economy, I'm doing this today. This is still the month. You're going to watch this, I don't know. I hope you understand according to our timetable, but I'm doing this today, Friday 25th of October. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. So whenever you watch this, is beautiful. Friday 25th of October, look at what's happening, my dear friends. the economy is on the offensive side right now in Nigeria. And you can know people are hungry. So you want to sell things, you have to sell what solves people's problem as an alternative option. Anyone that did this class now and is not in the community will miss out, because you may be selling a CCTV, nobody is going to buy. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? People rather buy huge locks because the rate of theft will increase. Since people don't have funds, there are people that don't have high value, they can do anything to make money. They will break people's door. They rather work on the door more secured, because the door more secured is cheaper than putting a camera that they will even steal away. They will not even enter. So do you understand what I'm trying to say? Are you seeing what I'm saying? So if you face this challenge, you can say, startup is not easy. That's not startup. That's a market reaction. And the roots of the reaction is stemming from disposable income. That's all. Just disposable income. Do you understand? A startup has its challenges because you are finding unique model. So now, when you adopt this model, you're doing your trade, whatever, you're prospering, it's beautiful. But the challenge stems when we ourselves that build the model. You see what I did just now? Now I'm bringing a solution because for me, it's a startup issue. Many people that want to join this community, and I think it's a good place to open this trade exercise again. What do you think? Maybe we do this. We already have a concurrent going class. Maybe we can bring in new people, and we may get an advert right to this effect and how to go about it. And if you're interested, you can just clock in. I hope you understand, because let me be honest with you. You agree with me or not? My core assignment is staying back, searching, and this is where my prophetic advantage is always used. Searching a model that will work for it to be adopted by other people. But while that is happening, you will need to clearly separate both things. Are you getting what I'm trying to say, my friends? So apart from the reactions, from the market that are not inborn traits, to a small business, as for how do you call this now? A startup, there are other differences we may need to understand. Let's talk about like 4 of them, and we're going to move on. Number 1 is business model. Number 2 is length of operation. Number 3 is funding. Number 4 is risk. So because of time, a business model literally, is also known as intent or strategy. I hope you understand. And it says stratomia. That's the Greek word. Very beautiful word to understand like that. And it talks about, it describes the goals of the company and how long it's going to take to reach those goals. I hope you understand now. You have to break plans into goals so it becomes realistic. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. For a startup, the business model is to grow into a large business as quickly as possible. You understand? Is to grow the platform from a starting platform, I hope you understand, to a great platform as much as possible. And you have to skip the small business status completely. I hope you understand now. Once you do not skip this, because sometimes you get tired, you just want to adopt an existing model. You have ruined the process of startup. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So one of the things you need to know is that startup deals with big visions or sometimes big ideas. I hope you understand that. Will look at this now. Take customers from existing competitive companies because they created new markets. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. They will shake up the industry or niche as a whole. Do you understand? They are coming up with a strategy that is different. Do you get what I'm trying to say at all now? They are going to create a new market altogether. You understand? The whole industry will stand still when a startup succeeds, because they create a new way for the same thing to be done. They innovate the process and the model or method. Are you getting the message now? So everybody needs to adjust because a startup came. But when a small business comes, nobody needs to adjust. They only need to load on their own share in the market, their social capital. Are you really getting the message carefully now? All right. So, for a small business, model is always, quite different. Small businesses want to fill a gap or provide a product within an existing market. I hope you understand now. Sometimes it's alternative product or complementary product. Are you getting the message now? You just want to put something there that was not there before so that it becomes easy for people to access. Do you get what I'm trying to say at all now? They are not looking to change the world. Small business, you are not trying to revenge your way of doing. No. You are looking to create steady long-term revenue, even though there are market flexibilities, market reactions. You just want a steady long-term, revenue, as it were. Are you still with me at all now? If you move to length of operation, so you see the difference between business models. Is it very correct? So the small business person, you're just trying to fill in the gap. You see a loophole, right? It will be expensive, for example, for people to have chickens and rice in Christmas or festive season. I hope you understand now. Could there be an alternative? Whoever finds that is doing this, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. A person that is doing startup will have gone into maybe agribusiness, but have a different and unique model that is going to help them reach that market, even though people have little resources to part with. Does it make sense, my friends? Length of operation. This is very essential. In many ways, startups are designed to operate for short term, 3 to 5 years. And if you don't have a right coach, I hope you understand, or you have a very solidified model found, you will shut down after 5 years. This is why many people say, my company crashed. It didn't crash, you just didn't scale up. And you will not scale up if you didn't start up. You can't scale what you didn't start. It has to be scalable because it's repeatable. There are ministries that take this mode, that after 5 years or years, I tell the teaching, planning the next 5 years of your life. It may give you an hint. After 5 years, they just go down. They don't even, do you understand what I'm trying to say? These things are not things nobody else has experienced before. It's because we're not patient people enough to learn the things that others have learned. That's why it seems like, things can be a bit tough. I hope you understand, on our side. Length of operations, the volatility, in your model literally means that larger extant businesses may buy you out. Do you understand? That's why you see people sell up their startup. Have you experienced this kind of thing before? They have maybe a new way to some of processing funds. I don't want to mention any company and all of that. They may have even changed their names. I hope you understand now. They create a payment processor platform for us that makes it easier maybe to receive resources from US easily. And then before you know, a financial organization that is existing long term just buys them up. I hope you understand. What did they buy? They buy their model. The person can do another startup. There are people that their job is to create business model, sell it, create business model. If people are doing it, then what's wrong? Why can't you? It's laziness. Because you're looking for the short way to get money. That's all. And I've always taught you, if you want to make money, money is your problem. Trade. If you're going to make impact and all these things, it's going to be a long-term thing. Then don't ever complain about lack of funds. You have to be fine when there's no funds, because you're even putting a large chunk of your funds in searching. Many of you are not putting any funds in personal development. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. In building value as a corporate, whatever. You are not doing anything to refine yourself. You rather want what you are not putting in to be putting out for you. So one of the things you have to understand, we're still in the length of operation. I hope you understand now. Is that small business, on the other hand, they don't have short term. Owners and managers, they create a company that will be turning profit. Once you see that you are selling this resource, you're not selling, you start selling marker. You understand? Marker no sell, you start selling this thing. Money must be made. That's the idea of a small business. So it's not like you even have any value. You're trying to solve a problem with anything. You're just selling benefits. And in many cases in Nigeria, the benefit is not even quality, it's affordability. So once you know how to sell affordability well, do you understand? Most of these made in China products, their lifespan is 6 months. But people will not mind. They prefer to buy because it's cheap, and after 6 months, they buy another one. For 6 months, then they buy another one. So you will see them have 4 chargers of the same device because they have bought the 5th one in 2 years, but they are fine with it. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. When it comes to the area of funding, that's the number 3 major differences. You see that startup depends literally on funding from outside sources. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. Oh dear, there is a need for a lot of resources from outside sources. Initial investments may come from founders' pockets. I hope you understand. You're pushing through with your funds. You're trying to do what you want to do. Some people get resources from family and friends. Maybe a bit tough in Africa, except you came from a background that is wealthy enough. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Some do traditional bank loan. I don't actually support loaning. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Even if you call it good debt, I don't want any debt. I believe in the principle of value and then scalable seasons. I hope you understand. Compound interest, trusting your wealth path. Are you getting my message now? But eventually, a successful startup will have to receive from like 3 options. I hope you understand. Angel investors. I hope you understand. I'm trying to say venture capitalists. Are you getting what I'm trying to say now? Or maybe IPOs, initial public offerings. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Without these 3 things, a startup may not thrive. Are you really getting what I'm trying to say now? Do you understand? So if you're not going to play the game, so you must find a model that an angel investor is interested in. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Or a venture capitalist is interested in, or fits into the requirements of, an initial public offering. Do you understand what I'm trying to say at all now? If it doesn't fit into it, you are going to collapse back into a small business. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, now, another thing again is small businesses don't have this problem. I hope you understand now. Small businesses depend on the profits they generate to sustain their growth. So if I buy this market 10 naira, I sell it 20 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, that's 20 naira. I buy 2 more, compound. So is the profit we are running gen from? If at all we run hard, you understand? If I have one person, I'll be writing what came in, what came out, expenditure, income, stock. They're just like 3 books you need and you are fine. So nobody's stealing your money. Then you pay the person their humble 20,000 naira after the end of the month. And you can understand? Pew, and that's all. So you can keep it going, and before you know, it's becoming big. There are 2 of them. You understand now? Before you know, there are 3. Then you need the security because maybe you're stocking so much. It's sustained from the profit. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. Yes, you can start with your money. You can even pay yourself back, and the system begins to run itself. Are we all still together, my friends? Without this understanding, there will be a big problem. The next thing again is risk. Let me tell you something. Startups literally forge new paths through business worlds. You understand the risk already. I don't need to explain so much. I know what it means to start up. I know what it means to walk a lonely path. I hope you understand. There's comfort here, in quote. I'm not saying it doesn't have its challenges. You can't compare with doing that. You're misunderstood. I hope you understand. Sometimes somebody preaches against your product because they don't even understand what you're doing. I hope you understand. They preach against your method and operations. In church, they will call you ungodly and heretic. I hope you understand, because they say it's not like how we used to be traditionally. Are we still together? And if you're not careful, that risk is going to make you kill what you're innovating. So you become an inventor. Don't fall for that trick. For example, oxen were made to plow the farmland, right? Now, listen, they are not perfect innovation anyway, especially if people are not born again. Please believe me. Let me make you understand what I'm trying to say now. They made tractors from oxen. You understand? The way nature designed is that when you yoke 2 oxen, I hope you understand, you put the plow as you are moving. The Bible says, do not muzzle the mouth of the ox that tread. So as the oxen are treading, they are eating. As they are eating, they are dropping their feces. So it's manure, there's a recycling, and it keeps the farm going. I hope you understand. Tractors, if they put out the exhaust, it destroys the ozone layer. I hope you understand too. But I'm not against tractors. I'm just saying there's still a space for perfection. Do you understand? When you go to the risk of startup, you can get angry and kill the oxen to make the tractor thrive. Without even killing the oxen, when innovation is not genuine, it will kill the oxen in functionality. When you get angry, you kill the oxen in personality. What do I mean by this? Now, what do oxen do? In most places, oxen have returned back to the wild. They are no more useful. In innovation, they say cars, automobiles replaced horses. I don't like that word. It's good for people that are just learning. I have a old school I teach innovation on. The etymology does not suggest that, because now cars have replaced horses. I hope you know. What do horses do now? Thank God for epic movies. If not, horses have gone back to the wild, or they now eat them. Do you understand? Is that what you're supposed to innovate? Let me give you an example I teach in class. When you ride a horse, that's why they use horses for warfare. When you are injured at the battleground, you only need to get on the back of your horse and then gallop it. Let the warfare happen in America and in Lagos, Nigeria. The horse will cross oceans to get back home. Your vehicle cannot bring you back home if things go bad. Until we get a vehicle to that point where if somebody shoots my arm, God forbid, I get in my vehicle now, it can take me back home. I hope you understand. Do you really get what I'm trying to say? That will be innovation in its entirety. So while you're trying to make a vehicle maybe for the first time you did, and people are giving you can get angry, I hope you understand, and start killing horses, do you understand, and turn innovation to invention. Are you getting my point now? So there is a need for you to please understand, you must calculate the risk before you start. You must be sure. These are the places we call the psychology of startup, your mental wellness, your heart. Do you understand now? How far will you go? This is not about I want to do something. How far will you go? Are we all still together now? See, the tendency towards trailblazing brings with it a great deal of risk. I hope you understand now. Apart from what I just said now, you're going to conduct a lot of research. I hope you understand. Before launching your startups, it's still an educated guess as to whether or not the idea is going to find a place in the market. I hope you understand. This is the place where the prophetic comes in. Now, when you have prophetic advantage in ancient times, this is why kings had prophets as consultants. I hope you understand. Now, it becomes a bit refined when you have people that have an advantage. I hope you know that businesses take spiritualists, except Christians. There was a video of just a football club that went round, and their specialist was preparing the players. You've not seen the video before, but doing the chants, it's a public video already. Doing the chants, and it was putting the smoke thing just to ensure that it was a successful final for them. I hope you understand. Then when the people were like, "What? I thought it was just sport," and then all the funds was going, and you are betting. Do you understand what I'm trying to say at all now? No, you are the only person that comes in naive. If you are not, because what will frustrate you is taking this risk of searching and not finding, then you want to fold up. And the Bible says, "He that search will find." Do you get what I'm trying to say? The reason is because you don't want to spend resources on the right things, right people, right engagement, futurist. Do you understand? That's the prophetic name for what you are discussing. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? People that can tell, because for example, the average age of Africa is 19 right now. I hope you understand. You know what it means now. If you check our webpage, you would see it's one of our core assignments. Let me do that so you can see that. Some of you will now know why you need to get right people on board and not just trust, that you're going to sell. I'm sure you're seeing what I'm doing. And then we're going down. Just our vision and mission place is going to capture this. Honestly, so we said Vision 2030. Common Life Resources is a grassroots resourcing, and development service provider with emphasis on human, natural, financial resources and outsourcing. All right. Our mission. We're on a mission to transform individuals to institutions. All of that. That's why you're having what you're doing right now. It's free. Implement poverty alleviation strategies amongst the youth and young adults of the nation. We even focus on Nigeria. The median age in Nigeria is 19, and 64% of the Nigerian population are below 22 years old. Let me use Nigeria alone. Do you know what the statement means? Should I tell you? This age now, they are the ones that will determine what fashion will be the seasons that come. This age now, you don't know what phones will be for them. Imagine you have a phone. Have you seen a power bank? I saw a power bank one day. It was as big as, what do you call this thing? Not a stabilizer. The other one instead of a stabilizer that can keep light. Is it an inverter? It used to be small. Can keep light for a moment. It's an inverter, right? You know there are power banks as big as inverter now. Power bank. Make your research. So imagine somebody carrying power storage this big because of a small cell phone. Imagine like this. You know what it's telling you already? It's saying, I want a phone that I want me to charge. So it's either phones become solar or phones are charged by body energies. That's the next phone market. So it's not iPhone 17 Pro Max. You are a consumer. If you're a producer, that's the next phone. Are you seeing what I just did just now? You need people that are seeing this thing to let you see it. So you're not creating a market model, recycling your pain. We can go on and go on today, and I believe that you are being blessed by what I'm doing. I hope you understand, but I don't even want to eat an hour because, I think I've done so well. In small businesses, the risks are not so much like that. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. There's a less risk that an idea won't fit, because, the only risk there is hope it will sell. Do you understand? You buy a market, and if you understand the market well, if you buy goods that don't sell, you can return it back to supplier return it back to producer. It's very possible in this our Nigerian market. Buy what millions. Do you understand now? It may just take time to have full refunds. I hope you understand. They return it back, or maybe you would rather get an updated product from that company, and you are forced now to create an advert system because advert is not sales. You understand? Advert system, which means you're even advertising for the company and all of those things. Are you getting what I'm trying to say, my friends, now? Okay, now. So it matters that we go ahead and go ahead like that, but because of time, the next thing is going to be you coming to that point in your life where you finally please know today. Let's start this way. You understand now that am I either trying to build a small business or I am a startup trying to, do you understand what I'm trying to say now? And don't forget, if you start up between 3 to 5 years, you are shutting down. So be ready. Okay. It's a caveat before you say, I listened to the CA resources now. After 2 years, it didn't work. You only work for 2 years. That's why it doesn't matter how much you try to avoid, a lot of outsourced partnerships. You will need people for navigation. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? You definitely will. You need a business model. You need a business consultant. You need a prophet. It doesn't matter how you hit it. They may not bear collar titles on the marketplace. You're going to need a futurist. Are you understand what I'm trying to say now? You're going to need a research and development department. You cannot break through except with these things. All right. So a startup is a search for scalable and repeatable business model. It's clear now, right? Nobody's confused anymore. If you're going to do small business, is fine. I'll just advise it for trading. I don't get into business doing these things. Just take a trading and make some good money, and you can get better at what you're trying to do. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, we already know because of time that you have to avoid starting small business thinking you are doing a startup if you wanted to do a startup. Is it true? Also, we have come to a point, a startup is not just a new venture, new platform. I hope you understand that. It's not just a new design. It's not even redesigning logo and new. No. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, now you know that. It's betting and building a platform that has capacity for accelerated growth. That's what a startup is, in another way. So now that I know these things, the first task is, see my friends, wherever you are and wherever you are, we'd love to be part of your journey. And this is what I'll tell you first. Wherever you find yourself, if you have clarity, it's a good point for you to reach out. I hope you understand. And you're not confused. If you think I need to do this, already have an existing trading, whatever you can buy into. I hope you understand. If you think it's this, then you have to reach out probably through an email. I hope you understand. And we can pick a journey from there. But either ways, you want to keep building and keep growing that platform till you have found a business model that you can repeat. If this is true, then my model is perfect. What do you think? You have to keep trading as you're trying to do business. Don't stop that department that is selling these markers as you're trying to find it. When you make 4 million naira in a month, you spend 2 million naira on search to make it faster. There's sustenance. You can fuel. You can keep your staffing structure. You can pay your consultants, your suppliers. I hope you understand. You do your tax and all of that. Do you get what I'm trying to say at all now? If you miss out on this basic, it will frustrate you, I'm sure. Yes. And while we take the journey, once we find the model, we're going to scale up. I'm not going to talk about scale up yet till after like 3-5 classes. There's no point. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Of course, yes. Once you find this, then you can now scale up. And let me tell you something. I'm going to shut down with this word. Listen to me and find peace. Stay small until you have figured out what is working. What did I say now? Stay small until you have figured out what is working. The real business is at the value chain, it's in the brands and advertisement. Lay low until you have built capacity. I'm sure I blessed you this morning and it was worth the time. Cheers to new beginnings for you and cheers to sustained impact. I hope to see you at the other end. God bless you and peace. Thank you.